Hi, my name's Cameron Carlson with AnimeLocation.tv. I'm here at Colossal 2018 with my good friends Samurai Dan and Jillian. How you guys doing today?
Doing good. Happy to be back.
We're fine. Doing well.
All right, so it has been about a year since the last time we got the chance to see you guys. It was at Colossal 2017. How have you guys been since then?
We've been pretty good. We do have somebody new to introduce since last year. This is Kiba.
Hi, buddy.
He is our new Akita, and he is almost a year old.
And how's it been with him?
Really good. He's been very enthusiastic about picking on Dan.
That's the important part, right?
Seems to be, yeah.
That's how that family goes, right? So again, you guys premiered some panels here at Colossal Con. You just got out of one of them, and then you're doing another one tonight. How's it been to go to that first one and hopefully see how everything goes later on?
It went really well. We've taught sword classes at anime conventions for almost 20 years now, and we decided for 2018 to step up a little bit more, raise the bar, if you will. And so we premiered 2 new panels this weekend. An advanced sword class that deals with multiple attackers, and that's the one we just came from. So we had 2-on-1 sword combat, and everyone lived. So we'll get to do it at the next convention we're at. Tomorrow we have a 2-sword panel. We're teaching Niten, Japanese 2-sword combat. And those 2 subjects are like my favorite parts of martial arts training. And to finally be able to do it at an anime con, it's a little scary and intimidating, but it's also really fun. And the first group, at least, really enthused and excited about it. And again, did I mention all of them lived?
Yes.
No damage.
No limbs were missing?
Not that we found.
Actually, the harder panel is the one tomorrow. The multiple attack, everybody still has 1 stick with both hands on it. When you give someone 2 sticks, 1 in each hand, is when they smack themselves by accident, and that's the more challenging panel.
Hey, self-inflicted is not our fault. I was very clear about that.
More than once.
Right, yeah.
Alrighty, now you talked about the history of blades that you bring out to fans to see. What blade would you guys say has the most history to it? Like, you guys actually have legitimate, real, live steel swords from Japan that are from 16,000, BC, AC, whatever you want to say. But what?
Older than I am.
Yeah. So, like, what sword would you say probably has the most history that you own?
Actually, we each have one. The one that most people tend to remember is mine. I have a sword that is 700 years old, and it was one of 5 made by the same smith. And in addition to just the age, it has an engraving on the left side of the blade. It's called a horomono in Japanese, that features a ken, a Japanese twin-edged sword, with an imperial dragon curled around. It's one of the symbols of the emperor. And there's kanji on the other side that identifies this particular blade as the water dragon. And so that's easily the most visible and the one everybody remembers. But my wife actually has a 300-year-old, very antique, exceptional blade that has a unique history too. So I'm going to make her talk.
My blade is actually one of a set of 13 that were made 300 years ago for the top Shinto shrines in Japan. They were all decorated pretty much identically as much as possible. They're very unique in having a double bogi or blood groove down both sides, as well as being tremendously lightweight while still being made out of the mahogany steel. So it's a beautiful piece, and the one we have actually still has the original furniture, if you will, the not the wood pieces, but the metal pieces, the handguard, the suba, the fuchi, kashira, manuki, all of the original pieces with it that are, and it is as blades get older and the handles and things get damaged, you'll come across a lot of antique blades, but not the pieces.
Is still a puppy.
Chasing his tail. Here we go.
Winding himself up in the interviewer's mic cord.
So, actually, kind of following up that, I actually watch Man at Arms Reforged. Good. I watched that show.
Did you hire him right off the street, or did he take classes for that?
I was candidate number 325.
Walk away, Sugar Bear.
God, that movie was good. So you guys have worked, again, and as we're talking about film and television, you guys have actually done your own TV series. It's a 12 episodes about samurai. How did that go, and what did you guys learn from doing that project?
The biggest thing we took away from that project is to never get involved in television series, ever. We have so many friends, that the voice actors, and more power to them. It was frustrating. It was annoying. It was an immense amount of work writing the show, and really what we took out of it is TV is a lot harder to be entertaining when you're used to just a live audience, because you can get away with so much as a stage performer. I'm used to keeping an audience. Doing a TV show where it was, okay, we're going to do this. All right, cut, take, and put it. And when we were done, something that I thought was this really fascinating, cool project was the most boring video series I've ever seen. I mean, it made anything on BBC look exciting. I mean, my grandparents were bored by it, and they sit through, well, BBC. That's what I took away from it. My wife took away that I talk too much, and I think she already knew that.
Took away that it's difficult to get you to talk to a camera and not a live audience.
I kept talking to the cameraman and looking at all the people off camera and going, hey, what do you think of this blade? Look at this. And they're like, you're talking right there. I'm like, oh, yeah, hi.
Like this?
Kind of. Only see, this is your video series, so if it gets screwed up, that's your problem. The live TV thing, that was, or the TV spot was our problem. That actually started just from a local TV station that wanted to put a couple of our demonstrations. They saw us at a Renaissance festival, and they wanted a higher res demo, a video, and they asked if we had one. And I'm like, no, we could film one if you want. And they took that idea and went into, could you actually do a series? And so we did, but it wasn't, and that was part of our problem for making it boring, was it wasn't like this project that I'd been working on for 4 or 5 years to bring in front of a camera. We'd never done anything like it before. And we're used to doing presentations, but not TV show presentation. And I almost wish, don't quote me on this, but I almost wish we could do it again. No. Just because it would be a lot different, you know, like the first version of any stage act versus the final polish. If you're a Star Trek fan, I mean, the original pilot episode versus what they went with.
It's pretty rough.
Totally different. And they took Christopher Pike and cut him up and put it and used it later in the series. And it worked great, but the show had almost unrecognizable from their pilot. And I kind of feel like that's what our TV series was like.
Well, things can get better. It's good. So you also had a web series about firearms. How's that going? And how's the fan response been?
We didn't tell any of the fans that I was doing it. I didn't put my stage name on it at all. I was running a gun shop and teaching tactical courses at their shooting range, and we thought that firearms are a hot button issue in our country. And the one thing that hopefully everybody can agree on, whether you're the pro-gun control or the pro-Second Amendment group, the one thing that we should be able to agree on is safety is a huge concern. And that's a huge, big issue to me. And so we did the video series as a way to get information out there for people. We are shooting instructors, and we take it seriously. I train, just like I do with the swords. We've been doing sword classes at anime cons. These are kids that are not martial artists. We teach real sword techniques for 18 years now and haven't had an injury yet because of the safety built in. And so we wanted to take that into firearms. Correct. And the video series, that's the big reason why we did it. Because the average carry conceal holder in this country, these are people who are carrying weapons in public. On average, they shoot twice a year.
Which is not enough. That's
not good enough. I mean, if you're a basketball player, going out and shooting hoops twice is not going to prepare you for the NBA Finals. No. You know, and if there comes a time where you haven't helped you do need to use it. You should hit what you're aiming at and not someone next to them or the build, you know. So it's a big deal to us, and that's really why we did the series, which we're not doing anymore with all the issues with YouTube. And I believe it's still up. The girl who produced the series is still running them, but I haven't even seen over half of the ones I shot, if you'll pardon the gun joke.
No, it's understandable. Safety is a major concern no matter what project you're working on. If there's an element of danger, safety should be the first and priority thing, and learning safety of firearms should be a top priority no matter which side you deal with. So I applaud it and thank you so much for trying to get it out to people. So checking up with you guys, how are the books
going? The second book, my part's still done. We're waiting on graphics and, honestly, financing. I have friends in the industry that will do crowdfunding for books and for music and stuff, and we're looking into that. But we're also moving into a slightly different phase where I'm going to be doing audiobooks. Okay. So my novels should be coming out soon in audiobook format as well. but that's a lot of work because I train slowly and I don't learn near as fast as the puppy does. So the mistakes I make doing audiobook workshops and stuff, I'm still making a year later going, I didn't think this was that hard. All I have to do is read into a microphone. No, it's a little bit different than that. Kyle Aber tried to warn me, but I don't listen to Kyle either. And so hopefully that'll be coming out soon. The goal, we actually wanted the first 2 novels. The sequel hasn't come out yet, but I wanted that audiobook in time for Colossal Con, and it didn't happen.
I mean, who doesn't want to listen to soft, dulcet tones of you?
Everyone I know, pretty much.
But we figure it'll be a great product as a sleep aid for sale.
Dan truly loves his wife.
Yeah, it's too bad it doesn't work the other way.
And is that pool's still going amongst friends, whether or not you guys were getting divorced by, 15 years or whatever?
Dead. The pool there were martial arts instructors in our area when we got engaged, because we got engaged at our dojo on Valentine's night. They put a pool together around town, how many years I would live married to her. And I won the pool when I guessed the highest at 15.
Right, which you
and
2 years
today is our anniversary, by the way.
See, look, I remember.
This is our anniversary. The fact that it's always during Colossal Con seems to help. But today's our 17-year anniversary, and see the smile she's giving? That's because she knows she's just waiting for all the other instructors to pay off on the pool, and then she can take me out.
And because of that, now you guys got your awesome daughter-in-law that runs around with TRX arms.
This is true.
She's waiting for me to die, too.
All right, switching gears and talking more fun. The Vikings gave the NFC North quite a jolt last season. How do you see the NFC North shaping up for this year? Who wants to jump in on this one?
I'll go first, but she's got opinions, especially about the Bears. The hard thing is, I never grew up a Vikings fan because the Packers have always been my favorite team, and the Lions were always like a close second, even though it's frustrating to be a Lions fan. So almost by proxy, I had to hate the Vikings, and I don't hate the players on the Vikings and their coach. I respect the complete culture change from about 10 years ago, the infamous boat party and all that kind of stuff. It's completely different, and they got so close. And I feel like they upgraded. I've been a huge Kirk Cousins fan since he was in college in Michigan State. And to have him now on like one of my favorite quarterbacks on the team that I've always hated, I don't know what to do. Because I want to root for him and I want him to do really well, but I don't want him to win the division or go to the Super Bowl. That's what the Packers are going to do. And if the Packers don't go, the Lions need to go. So I feel like all 4 teams in the division have upgraded tremendously. And the one thing I will say, everybody's talking about the Vikings and how they reloaded. Everyone's talking about the Bears and all with the new coach and the influx of talent on the offensive side of the ball, that they're going to do great. My wife's falling asleep because she's got way too much football at our house. The one thing I've noticed is no one is talking about the Lions at all. And they were this close to making the playoffs.
They were last year.
And if their new coach... They need a running game. Yeah. It's that simple. If they can get a running game and a pass rush on defense,
they'd be fine.
And Matt Patricia, I think, is going to turn heads because he's been a quiet hire for all that he's one of the Patriot Way guys. Yeah. So a dark horse thing for the Super Bowl, from our division, everybody's going Vikings or Packers, and the Bears are going to improve. Dark horse. You watch Detroit Lions. See what they do this year.
And you?
Like
I'm go Packers all the way.
They cut Jordy Nelson.
I know they did. Don't get me started.
I know. You and Aaron Rodgers both angry about that.
Lost Jordy Nelson. We lost B.J. Raji.
Raji retired. I know you loved him, but he was kind of a fruitcake. Can I say that about a 330-pound man? He might find me. If he can catch me, I'm dead.
But I love Raji.
On top of that, some of the Packers are anime fans, too, so you may not know when they show up to a con.
A linebacker that's... Jeremy Lee's favorite player, and he's a huge, and I'm going blank on the name, and now I feel really bad. I'm sorry. I love the Packers, and I'm blank on your name, and Jeremy's going to be mad at me too, but you're used to, I get hit in the head a lot. I'm a kickboxing instructor. There's days I don't remember my name or how long I've been married to whoever she is.
Dan.
Jill. Where do you get these guys?
Off the street.
Are there any upcoming projects you guys want your fans to know about at this time?
You mean other than the audiobooks? Yeah. I kind of ruined that whole question by answering it earlier, didn't I? I'm so sorry.
Is there anything else you want to share about? Any projects coming up other than training the awesome puppy?
Training the puppy is the big one. And the audiobooks. That's kind of where we're at. We've put together, I think, 6 new panels for this year that we've done. So the last 4 or 5 months, we're really heavy on development on those. And now we're actually doing those panels. So I have this brief before we get back to the writing and audiobooks, hopefully this month.
Alrighty, and again, where can we keep up with you guys online? I know Twitter's like, and then like Facebook's okay.
If I have to tell you where we're at, we have to find a new place to hide till next year.
Well, the puppy will tell me where you are.
I say the only thing online we try to keep relatively current, and I've been bad about it for the last few months, is our Facebook page, Samurai Dan and Jillian.
A lot of life things there in that process.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and what message would you like to give out to the fans that have just been giggling with us this entire time as we've been chatting? What message would you like to give to your fans?
Don't do drugs. And actually, no matter what you think of me, I am taking all of my medications. And hers too. I'm pretty sure birth control and Red Bull weren't supposed to be mixed. But no.
Red Bull is not a medicine.
It is if taken intravenously.
Any messages you want to give out to the fans, Jillian?
We like all of you, but we're not sure why you like him.
Actually, that keeps me up at night.
All right, Dan, Jillian, and the new puppy, thank you guys so much for coming out and having fun with us. Thank you again.
Thanks for having us.